Welcome, welcome, Hippo lovers over on Twitch and on YouTube. We're looking at a best of 3 in a $20,000 tournament. It is the SteelSeries Prime Cup. And we have Arabia, then Lipany and Boulder Bay. We have a draft here at the side. And we can go and look at all the action here. The Viper in the blue trunks. And we have LucifroN in the red trunks. And we have interesting civilizations. Simply because we have Abbasid. A civilization that we normally would not expect in a best of 3 and even being picked on Arabia against Rus, which is pretty standard because we think those are the strongest, or they are the strongest civilization right now. Tick by opening, adding a scout from the TC, and now adding a scout from the hunting cabin as well. Interesting approach. Viper going on to gold, quite nice and early, now killing some deer. And now this is the question where I ask you, give me your predictions at the 3-minute mark. How high is the bounty going to be from our Rus player, from LucifroN? What are you guys thinking? 3 scout opening by them. Or by him. 245, 260, 195, 350, 450. 225, 265, 235, 345, 360. Okay, okay. People going with quite some high numbers. Going for some more wolves here. Seems like 2 deer spots feels very likely, plus a wolf. That one's trying to find some stuff as well. While the Viper, he denied at least 2 deer spots. So good for him. And is getting some sheep home here. And also a wolf. So good for the snake. House of Wisdom now flying in. Wolf being killed. And LucifroN? Not that high. Not that high right now. Still didn't find that. Did he not find the deer spot? He found the deer spot. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, we'll get triple wolf though. Oh, that already puts him on to 190 here. Ooh, and with all the sheep, easily 200. And then maybe this spot at the bottom. Yeah, yeah. Seems like we could be scratching the 290. If he is actually going for the remaining sheep. Will he finish off that wolf? Yep, he will. Oh, but Viper here to intercept a bit. Shoot. Okay, Viper gets 1. Viper not shooting. Viper. What is he doing? Weird miss-micro by him. Okay, now they're dancing a bit here. No one really wants to do the first shot because then obviously the other one can do the second shot. Viper gets another one, so gets 2 of those. I didn't really see, but looked like 230, something like that. Obviously, the golden gate here, and the Viper is going for the economic wing. Very likely that he will go for fresh foodstuffs. 3 on gold still indicates that for sure. I thought the animation cancel got fixed. It got fixed when it comes to the ranged attack. So you can't do it faster for... Oh, double kill here. You can't do it faster when shooting the deer, but you can change animation cancel when it comes to melee attacks. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Hope you all having a wonderful Sunday. Best of 3 overlapping with all the other best of 3s that are happening at the same time. If this is 2-0, we will jump into the other set that is still running as well. After that, best of 3s again with the semi-finals. Likely that we will follow the path of the Viper if he advances. And after that, best of 7 finals. Viper going full boom. Well, at least we can see him on stone. So extra TC, very, very likely. Who's better, brother? LucifroN or the Vortex? I think... it's very unlikely that there's a big skill gap. They're training together, they are surely sharing all their strategies, and right now it's mainly about knowledge and strategies over macro, micro execution. Therefore, I think I would be surprised if there's a skill gap higher than 1%. Exclamation mark bracket for everyone who wants to know what's ahead of us. It's likely that wood becomes a problem on the map. Doesn't seem to be much wood, doesn't help on Civ. There are 3 big forests around, and there are smaller forests around. I don't think this will be a major factor that we need to think about in the first, like, 45 minutes of this game. At least that's what I would assume. Viper now has enough stone. Not unlikely that he pulls the villagers away. And please don't build the TC here. 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 Could go here. Oh, this could be an option. Whew. Yeah, that could be a nice one. Could be blocking the deer then. Might be building it in the center. Obviously, we have the Ruse going for professional scouts now. And yeah, starting with the next game. Why did not TC on berries? Because, good question. 250 food, right? But if you build a mill next to it, you actually jump to 500 food. So you want to have the mill first, have double the berries, and then the TC there. Abbasid and daily bonus. Starting with the next game, we will do a bit better job of introducing the civilizations and telling you their bonuses and telling you what to expect. As I said, like this one was a bit tricky because Viper was discussing the strategy in our internal channel and I didn't really want to go into any details, so we skipped that part for now. Decision making versus micro, more important in AoE4 versus 2. What is your opinion? Right now, in AoE4, way more, because in AoE2, close to all decisions are already figured out. Oh, look at that! Dropping off closer here. Ooh. And Viper, that TC didn't protect anything. All the deer carcasses were stolen. Viper, okay, at least killed one scout, but I don't think this will be enough. In the long run, that's the big question, right? How much micro, macro decision making will decide. Do all civs have professional scouts? Yes, they do. It's very heavy when it comes to gold cost, 275, unless you're French. So getting all that bounty pretty high is nice, giving you 260 gold for free, plus obviously the hunting cabin, giving you another 21 gold every single minute. And LucifroN, he looks to be aiming for an 8:30 castle age timing here from what I see. What does the bounty do? Every bounty point you get 5 gold, plus if you advance in the tiers, your hunting cabins will generate more gold, plus your villagers will get food a bit faster. Tier 3, something we don't really see too often in 1v1s. We need to go for some boar kills, which provide, I think, 75 gold. Indeed, they do. Plus, obviously, 75 bounty. So that's why we saw the fight for the deer. Every deer, 10 gold, plus 10 more bounty. The Viper now going for a barracks. And plays the 2TC style. Remember, villagers only costing half. Are French still considered to be the best? They are not even considered to be top 2 right now. In Genesis, they were considered to be so strong, but that's mainly because Spearmen didn't do what they should do, and they should be the counter to the Knights that French mainly go for. And now they do their proper stuff with like stopping the enemy attack, which is called bracing. Can a boar be carried by scouts like other deer? No, only sheep and deer. Boar has to be killed there. Viper now goes for some walls here at the side. Double TC play. Let's take a look at villages. We have LucifroN sitting at 30 economy, 8 military. The Viper at 37. Would have expected a bit higher numbers there, honestly. Why nobody plays Holy Roman Empire? Lots of people play Holy Roman Empire. You must have missed the complete day yesterday. I have 7 or 8 hours of VOD prepared for you and have at least 5 different Holy Roman Empire games. They are crazy good. Yeah. The boar seems not to be used much. Yeah, well, problem is Abbasid can't even use the boar, right? Muslim stuff. Not halal. Now going for the faraway deer here at the right hand side. Still one carcass over at that end and still so much food under the TC. Holy moly. This is a pretty easy play. And now we get warrior monks here as well. And Viper actually advancing to Castle Age using the culture wing. Reduce cost of technologies by 30%. Okay, I think that could be an option. And now goes double archery range, 1 barracks. I think this is not enough production. Triple archery range. No extra TC play here. The Viper sitting at 45 villagers. 33 for LucifroN right now. We will cast the semifinals together with Hera later on. Scouts trying to poke a bit, but won't really get too much. Do you think AoE 4 is more similar to StarCraft or AoE 2? Way more similar to AoE 2, but I've not played StarCraft, so I can't answer that. I've watched over 1,000 of hours, but watching is different than playing. Lots of villagers on wood here. Oh, big mistake! What's the big mistake here? What's the big mistake LucifroN is doing? No tower. No wooden fortress. Indeed. Why do you need a wooden fortress? To have more wood income. It's basically a genius upgrade, plus also holds 8 villagers. And yeah, just makes your life so much easier. Increased gather rate for those villagers. Upgrades now, mainly for ranged units. Makes lots of sense. Fighting against Horse Archer here. Another relic could be yoinked by LucifroN, who's already sitting on some at home. He has 3 relics at home already. Might be getting the 4th one. Scouts now coming in. TC does not have a lot of villagers in there. Viper trying to go for the defense, but those are still feudal units here. LucifroN pop 70. The Viper sits at pop 70 as well, but no upgrades coming in. Okay, now Veteran Archer's finished. He's still around, but not a lot of villagers shooting there. Didn't really pull the villagers away from the wood line. Quite an interesting move. That wall melted down quickly. Well, it is the feudal age wall, so only makes sense. Only costs wood as well. Well, we see Archers now doing a good job of defending here. Viper should be looking pretty solid with his defense. Nice job, nice job. 58 military or 58 economy versus 40. So really good job there, but Sacred Sites, 2 controlled already by LucifroN. 3rd one pretty soon as well. And then we have a neutral income of 600 gold already, with 2 more relics potentially to be added. Could be a nice advantage there for LucifroN. And we see this number at the top rising quite a bit. Do you think TC Fire should do more damage? Well, Viper only had 3 villages in there, right? Or 3 units. So I think TC Fire is absolutely fine. This time it didn't look wild because Viper simply didn't have enough units. Did LucifroN scout the right relic? That's a good question, and yes, he did. Viper, meanwhile, rewalled that one. That's why all the army was trapped there. And the Viper is looking pretty hot. If we look at the KD, better for the player that had the weaker units and the cheaper units. So, has to be really happy with that defense for now. Mangonel now with the defense here, but not really shooting. Oh, that's not finished being built. Now we have more archers here for the defense. This one looks really good for the Viper. I'm not sure if you can really jump on this, to be honest. Mangonel is cancelled, I believe. I don't think this one was killed. And LucifroN sitting at pop 65, while we see the Viper at 85. So really good for our Abbasid player here. Relics, let's get an update on that one. 4 relics, and there could be another one flying in. No, it's still the one at the right-hand side. So we'll be 4 relics and 3 sacred sites. Obviously, Veteran Spearman now added as well. I really don't understand how Abbasid can contest Ruse with all those relics and the sacred sites. This is what someone in the chat was saying. Well, it's villagers. 66 villagers to 45. And 21 villagers simply generate more resources than all those relics and those sacred sites can do. Or it's potentially getting a bit close there. Let me think. 8. I think a relic is worth 2.5 villages. Right, and a sacred site as well. So having 6 of them, 7 of them. Yeah, it's relatively close. Viper is like only 5 economy ahead there. But obviously that will increase faster than LucifroN's economy will increase. Ah, 1 or 2 camel archers. Yeah, that could make a lot of sense. Add some extra damage there for sure. Mangonel now for the defense. Only 2 scouts around if I saw that going correctly. Indeed. So archers could maybe deal with that. Mangonel not really shooting. Scouts are coming in. I don't really see them finding too many kills though. And LucifroN here, he's trying to get close and indeed does that. 1 misclick there and is doing a good job of killing most of the army. Some spearmen still around. Archer numbers are heavily dwindling. Military count is 21 for LucifroN. Only 7 for the Viper, who is still trying to defend. Defensive tower here with 2 spearmen inside. Still does some damage to those horse archers. Luckily for the Viper, not enough army to continue this attack. Whew. Viper 71 villages. With 7 military, make it 8. 50 villages and 21 military. So the Viper, he is fine if this game goes a bit longer. He should be muscling up more army. Now use the market a bit, as we just saw. Was LucifroN? Okay, okay. Now another archer range, another barracks. Is playing double archer range, double barracks against 4 archer ranges and 1 siege workshop now, plus an extra TC by LucifroN, so won't fall behind that much in economy here. At what minute did LucifroN get the 3rd sacred site? Viper took that one, I would think, like 2-3 minutes ago, so I would assume something like 15:30 could be the time where he got all 3 of them again. So my mental timing is 25:30. Maybe someone had a better eye on that one, was a bit more observant. Springled defense continues. Not a lot of villagers here. Oh, goes for the Springled in the tower. Ooh, interesting. Can you use that landmark as an actual gate? No, it's a market. It looks a bit confusing, but actually it is a market. Okay, Viper goes for a lot of food, wood army. Same goes for LucifroN, so both not going that heavily into gold. Although their gold income is still looking pretty solid. Double Springled, now dealing nicely with the attack of LucifroN. Some armies bugging out here. Is trying to micro back, but lots and lots of losses. Springled still doing damage from distance. LucifroN sitting at pop 88, while the Viper is scratching 120. Good for him. Economy looks solid behind this. Now the fight for the center here. Springled still doing damage from distance, although there might be attacked at the front now. Some men-at-arms being mixed in as well. 3 Springleds against 1 Springled, but actually focusing down the Springled is the big difference. And we see the Viper here already losing 1. Now trades that one off. No, he does not. -2 Springleds already. And now the army becomes way weaker, because he is so low in HP that a Springled, even after the nerf, is doing massive amount of damage against those low HP units. And that Springled actually was never finished. That's why it could not really participate in the fight. But Springled placement on the tower means attacking at this angle will be a bit more tricky for Mr. LucifroN here. Villager count, we give you another comparison. 85 to 63. So Viper continues with his 20 villager advantage. But still the 4 relics and the 3 sacred sites. Don't care about score, please. To do everyone a favor. Rus Cavards seem too good for their cost. They are considered to be extremely strong right now as well. Lots of people discussing like either making them cost gold or maybe reducing their attack. I think -2 attack could already be a reasonable nerf to them. Hanili, new to your stream and enjoying so far. Appreciate the tips. You're very welcome. Thanks for your kind words. What's the villager equivalent of 4 relics and 3 sacred sites? Oh, we already did the math earlier. Don't put me on the spot again. I think a relic is 2.5 villagers. And I think 7 times 2.5 is 17.5. Ooh, look at people confirming my Nilly math. Give me some Nilly math in the chat then. Pretty sprinkled still in the back here. Sacred Site being contested. Not the biggest fan of the Viper overextending that much. I think his archers are slowly but surely running out. Maybe another tower here could have been something. And look at what he is doing. But that one is too late. 3 sprinkled here from distance. Villagers are surely going to go down. Pop 100 for LucifroN. The Viper drops down to pop 112. Archers still doing okay from distance. Some more spearmen are coming in. Ay. That's still a tricky one. And I think maybe the Viper's overproducing spearmen here for my liking. Golden Age Tier 2 activated, so a bit faster production, plus a bit faster resource income. Viper now connected his whole base with 30 buildings in a row, as you can see. Gathering rate plus 15%, research speed plus 15% as well. If he goes onto stuff. And actually never researched this upgrade. That's a bit surprising to me. Thought that's what he wanted to go for. And ooh, keep in the center here. Uh-oh. If this one goes up, Viper, I don't think he can contest this. He's not really getting onto his outposts as well. Archer numbers are running low. Scout count is at 4 right now. But I think archers could deal with those scouts quite reasonably well. I would have loved to see more archers. Spearmen here should always get out microed. They're getting closer. But obviously every single time we see some micro there, archers are still shooting. So don't mind it too much. Sprinkles. 1 not finished. 1 low HP. Horse archers are going in relatively deep. Now we see, oh, sprinkled again. And the outpost. But that Sacred Site is under control. 1530, but the Viper takes that winning condition away. So not the big threat that some of us had in the back of our heads. 96 villagers for the Viper. Only 23 military. 79 villagers, so getting closer there. With 30 military, but obviously the more costly one. So the numbers a bit misleading here. Maybe building another lumber camp could have been an option here. Expanding now to the side a bit more, but it feels like the main fight is through the center. Oh, look at that gold count! And I think he just sold some wood. LucifroN is going imp any second. Ooh. Do they pick the map or random? At, I think 24 minutes. No, it was wrong. I tried to remember the number where I explained the whole draft. 23 minutes ago. Yeah. Maybe at 24 minutes I explained the draft. Well, maybe someone remembered better than I did. But earlier I explained the whole like Civ and map draft. We have this one as a set map for number 1. What is the most important power spike going imp? You get access to bombards, which is considered to be one of the most broken things. And high armory, 20% reduction when it comes to the cost. So bombards cheaper, which are extremely expensive. 1,000 resources there, so you save 200 resources every single time you build them. So expecting maybe 1 or 2 siege workshops around this one. Actually, a bit surprised that he didn't build it next to his already existing siege workshop, to be honest. Viper now goes for the attack here. Pop 170, 120 only for LucifroN. But Viper obviously in Castle Age. But Bombard's not that great against the Springles here. That could potentially be built. Plus, look at the resources. We are far away from that. Still not a single villager on gold for LucifroN. TC trying to defend a bit. And maybe it's time to go on to a bit of gold if you want to go for siege. Pop 120. Let's take a look at what LucifroN is focusing on. Upgrade to Elite Horse Archer makes lots of sense. When it comes to blacksmith upgrades, we are trying to give you an update. We already have 2 as the upgrades. Lots of villagers dying here and no reaction by LucifroN. Really weird while we see LucifroN's timing in 10 seconds. And he's also upgrading weapon range of horse archers. So plus 2 extra attack. finishing in a solid minute and 13 seconds. Is he waiting for Elite to attack? Seems like it. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. I don't really think LucifroN has numbers. Intercepting reinforcement seems like a nice choice. But Springle's doing a really good job as well. They're obviously one-shotting. And maybe now this is the time for the attack. Enough archers behind this one. Spearman, a nice buffer in front. And LucifroN, it seems like he can't really take the fight properly here. Some warrior monks are around, but archer numbers simply look so good. Viper even going for the spread formation. Maybe expected some Mangonels to come over to deal with his army. And LucifroN, he's moving in and out, but losing units constantly. Ooh, tricky spot here. Now moves in again, but what's the difference? Is there maybe a relic in there while he goes in? No, that's not really happening. And it seems like LucifroN, he's kind of out of gas here. And is taking horrible fight after horrible fight. Pop 110. And on the other side, the Viper sitting at 160. It's a 50 population advantage here for our Norwegian. Also getting control of the sacred site at the bottom, as you can see. Springles still doing their work, and obviously big nerf of the Springles is something we saw. Also, we are going to implement here for the Viper, but the Springles still absolutely worth it. And even if the Viper is losing this fight, he won't mind this because he traded off against so much of the elite horse archers here. Castle Age units against imp units. Now villagers being pulled to deal with those Springles. And Viper will lose everything. Now the Springles just focusing down on the horse archers. Trying to take as many down as he can. And then probably preparing another attack. Both licking their wounds now. The Viper sits at pop 150. While we have LucifroN at pop 110. Viper now preparing a ram go through the center. Probably wants to deal with this keep. LucifroN, maybe a bombard behind this. Maybe two Springles. Could be a good thing. Not really going for any siege. At least for now, though. 20 gold. Relatively poor for hunting cabin. If you're already tier 2. The original hunting cabin generating 21. Does not excite me too much. In general, like, very few extra hunting cabins. This one has 0, the other one had 0. No hunting cabin here. So LucifroN, I've seen other players being a bit more greedy there. 6 archers, being a bit of an annoyance. But it will easily get cleared up. Cavalry is arriving. Ooh, 130 against 170 here. What is the Viper focusing on? Goes for the lead Spearman upgrade. Goes for composite bows. Reduce the roll time of archers 25%. Instead of going for the elite archer. That's exactly what I expected. So goes for archers, a wood food unit. Spearman, a wood food unit. And some rams, a wood unit. So as you can see, 18 on gold, but not floating. So we put all that into upgrades. Obviously, early imp upgrades cost a lot of gold, but Viper setting himself up quite nicely to make a major push happen. Production-wise, 7 archer ranges, 7 barracks. Gets the resources on the map quite nicely. And remember, this is a crazy Civ matchup that a lot of people would see heavily in favor of Ruse. And Viper just muscling up to really strong imp army. Although the army isn't that strong per se, right? It's like really easy to counter this army. If the Ruse player was going for 3 Mangonels, this is doing very little. If the Ruse player was going for 10 men-at-arms, this army is doing very little. But against what LucifroN has, which is Horse Archer Scouts, this army is just perfect. Boiling oil being researched. Not sure if that will be in time, though. And this could be a really big fight. Spearman at front. Archers in the back. Viper with the Spearman here in the front. Scouts not really getting the best engagement. More Spearmen are coming over. And this looks like a really good engagement. The Viper killing lots of villagers. That keep is very likely to fall. Even that Stealth Forest is not really helping. Most of the scouts are falling. Horse Archers are trying to micro back. But Viper with a crazy good push here. And pushes LucifroN back into his base. 190 population for the Snake. 120 only for LucifroN. And the Viper in a really good spot in another 20k to maybe win another set against LucifroN. Obviously early to say. We are in game number 1 in this best of 3. Quarterfinals right now. After that we will have semifinals and the finals all today. Keeping builds to be defensive here. That is the extra TC. So don't get too scared when it comes to landmarks. More trash armies being pushed in. And let's compare production. We are going for Mangonels finally. 3 Mangonels in the queue. But will they get the big shots in here? We take a look at Viper. Is he splitting his army? Oh, instant splitting here. That's just crazy. Took some losses, but still so active. Moving around there. And yeah, you can see the shots missing quite heavily. While we see the Viper against only pop 100 is completely pop limit 200 here. Look at that endless production of Archer, Spearman. The flood is coming in. Ignores so much of the army. Now goes in against those Mangonels. Deals with the siege workshops. Completely denied this keep. And Viper in a really, really good spot. Now does the torch damage here against the Mangonels as well. To take those down. 2 extra going down. The keep will be denied. Viper would love to see him get the sacred site, get the extra relic now as well. Also some interesting long distance mining here, but I will allow it. Send some army at the top. Knows that we had some stuff exposed here. And the wooden fortress, as you can see, 20% more wood income generated here, and all those lumber camps, or yeah, working a bit better because of that. Something that we didn't have at the starting base. LucifroN still trying to micro, obviously knows, okay, single elimination, unforgiving tournament, another top 8 performance. Again, the Viper. Kind of tough that in the 3 biggest Age of Empires 4 tournaments we had, they faced each other every single time. The Viper winning in Genesis, LucifroN winning in the Winter Series. Just this week, 2-1. And now the Viper and LucifroN again in the quarterfinals against each other. Viper looking good in game number 1. Obviously the home map of LucifroN to follow this one up. Viper Legend. Naja. And yeah, interesting stuff. So actually, he asked about strategies Abbasid against Ruse earlier in our internal channel. And he said what he has planned. I said why I didn't like it. And now he does something completely differently. And yeah, he's just so creative, so good in this. Absolutely love it. Also, I think, yeah, Siege was a bit late. And maybe Man-at-Arms could have been an option as well for LucifroN. Yeah. Resource. Just solid advantage there for the Viper when it comes to wood, food, gold. LucifroN. Crazy how much you're generating. With sometimes 3 sacred sites, sometimes 2 sacred sites, 4 relics there. But Viper, obviously heavy villager advantage. Pretty solid job. And now, obviously he's in prime position. Still has all the crazy civs. He still has French, he still has Rus, he still has English. Obviously LucifroN losing with Rus, but still has Chinese, which I think could be nice, but probably not on Lipany. And I don't see them on Boulder Bay either. But Boulder Bay will be next. So basically nearly cost LucifroN the game? Nope. Not at all. Not at all. If anything, I helped him. I think the early imp was a mistake. Your thoughts? I think the early imp was fine. I think he just needed to be a bit more on gold and have some more siege. I think I played 2 more Mangonels or 2 more Springles and then get a bombard a bit earlier. Boulder Bay is the one with the water in the center. A French band on Boulder Bay? Nope. Why was LucifroN's score so high? Plus, please don't look at the score in Age of Empires 4. What are you drinking, Nelly? Pepsi Max Cherry. Who does Viper train with on AoE 4 from GL the most? Right now, no one. Viper has no tilt ever. Misinformation being spread here. How many spots are paid? 32. Information to be found on Wikipedia. I will take a look at the draft. It will be French versus English. Ooh. Viper goes for French. English for LucifroN. Interesting. LucifroN's StarCraft 2 player and Heroes of the Storm player and Warcraft 3 player. Same goes for Mr. Vortex. Two minutes to go till we get into the live game. Obviously, we have a 5-minute delay to keep the integrity of the tournament intact. How happy is GL with how the tourney went so far? I don't know. I don't know. When is the next AoE2 tournament? I'm not allowed to share any information that is not being announced. Announced information can be found on AoE Zone and Wikipedia. Does AoE4 make you happy? I think I'm a really happy person in life. And some stuff triggers it. I had some bad streams and bad days in AoE4 during the week. Yesterday was an incredibly nice day for me. I was like really happy. Yeah. Yeah. That's how to fight against Elephant Siege enemy composition. That's a crazy one. Be happy, Nilio? I tried to MBL Leo. Do y'all get along as friends, or are you all more professional than friendly? We are really good friends. Yeah. Will Hidden Cup 4 only be on Facebook? No, it was on Twitch. Thanks for your question. Good website for check the tech tree of each civ without having to open the game. Let me... AoE4 tech tree is the website. Did John play in this one? No, he had his daughter. 15 seconds to go before game number 2. When can we see Nearly in tournament? Yesterday. Friday. Wednesday. The last... Like, I played 3 tournaments this week. The problem is, with me and tournaments, you have to tune in really early to still catch me being in it. So, yeah. You have to wake up early, tune in early. Yeah. Match live? Yeah. Someone is actually watching the stream. Thank you. So the Viper playing French here, and we have English for LucifroN. I have no idea. I have no idea how this is going to play out. French, obviously considered to be extremely strong. They have the Hulk, a unit that is supposed to be a Castle Age unit in Feudal Age. There was a big balance change with that one though. So it's not like if you only watch Genesis and now are coming back. The armor got reduced. So every ship that is doing range damage is now way stronger against the Hulk. And we will see how this one will play out. The question is, will we go for how many chips? I ran you in my tourney a few times. Ah, you ran my stream? Or what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. I hope my good moments. The mining minimap looks kind of wrong indeed. Oh. MBL. AKA MBL. One of the best AoE2 players of all time. I had a nick like this once. And obviously, he looking at the minimap is a bit amused. The 13-year-old. My tourney stream, so people could see you multiple times. Ah, nice. Nice. Yeah. I'm very immature. You did not need to say that. But actually, someone saying I'm immature. Are they actually immature? It's a bit like a hipster saying they are a hipster. That actually doesn't make them a hipster anymore, right? Or a cool guy saying that they are cool. Makes them so uncool all of a sudden. Crazy Percy saying they're crazy? Yeah, also, maybe. Yeah. How come the overlay is black, unlike the blue in the game? It is in the game. You can set your own color. It's in the settings. Scout around. Found that one. Viper actually sending 2 villagers here. Maybe something I want to learn from. Because often we see like, oh boy, okay, I have a villager here, Scout is around, okay, let's pack your things and run home. But with 2 villagers, that's obviously not such big of a threat. But Viper is housed again. Okay, no. Got the house down in time. Oh, killed a Sheeperino. Killed double Sheeperino. Okay. Nice Reno. And now you see the difference, right? 2 villagers, even found 2 sheep kills, plus scared the scout away. And here, LucifroN has to run. So far, no transport ship being built. 5 fishing ships, the Viper at 4. Plays a relatively fast fuel age timing. This is a nice improved build, I have to say. Wow. We have seen really late timings. Sometimes like 6-minute fuel age timings, 5:30 timings. But Viper, this looks more like a 4:50 timing. Huh. Do you think LucifroN only picked English because he wanted French versus Rus on map 3? No. I think, like, the meta thing here would be for Viper to pick Rus, no? I think Rus are better than French on Boulder Bay. At least that's what I thought. Huh. Council hall being built. Do we see a landing? We will have to take sneaky villager. Hello. Huh. Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me, Viper, that you scout this. He actually sees it. Oh, this is so unlucky for LucifroN. This is so unlucky for LucifroN. But, also remember, like, this is not completely uncommon. You think, like, this is, like, super Viper, maybe brain sense, and, like, oh, you're stream cheating, and yada, yada. But actually, this is so standard that you want to see how many dogs your opponent is going for. So LucifroN having his villager here feels so weird, because this is the spot where we normally see the extra dogs. So I think if you want to do something sneaky here, but then actually it is, like, you can just directly walk there. And now double villager building this one, so the Viper can confirm the double dog. And now Viper can afford a Hulk. Obviously the second one will take a bit of time. Bit surprised that we are not selling the food here. Something we see very often normally. Now this villager not fighting back, yeah, and we have to run. Viper, bit of harassment. What? The villager's not fighting back? 3 hits away from dying? This should never happen. Especially against English. Okay, that was really bright there. I hope you all were having your sunglasses on. Nice tubation, nice tubation. Oh, but Scout gets away. 2 HP for the villager. Scout 28 HP. Viper goes for the walls. No longbow in production. NPC. The galley. As mentioned, galleys got stronger against Hulks. Now the big question, how we address this. Can you quick wall effectively in AoE 4? It is very different to AoE 2. And not in the same sense, no. You can make some faster walls and can wall off areas quickly, but it's not like one tile, one unit coming in and you press to build a house that completely stops an army from running through. That's not an option. Okay, now the first Hulk for harassment, only against 1 galley, will be tricky. Fishing ships hiding. And Viper, as I said, right? This is quite an early timing. Okay, but Scout is dying. Quite an interesting move that the Viper did not run home and try to get those 5 sheep home. But maybe feels like, okay, 5 fishing ships will be good enough. Viper now with the solid defense. Even a bit of an overreaction here. Didn't need to send those fishing ships back in. Now sold the food. Eco upgrades here. Did get the first eco upgrade. Stablino now. Ooh. Then I want to see a gate here as well. Plus no walls at the top. Ooh. Sloppy play by Viper. Unless this one goes to the edge of the map. And it does. Okay, then we will see a transporter. While the Viper is actually adding more fishing ship. Greedy guy. Greedy guy. Not the best micro by the Viper, but now finds the kill here. Kind of a sloppy move. Now second Hulk. Or is it a Hulk? Yeah, second Hulk. Anticipating the army to go around. And Viper in lots and lots of control here. Longbow. Do we see the transporter? I can't see it for now. No night production. Obviously food income is not that high for the Viper. We have to see a transporter here, no? That's another galley. And now running into the walls. Villager around. Oh! I'm not sure if the Viper knows. I'm not sure if the Viper knows. You can actually go through here by just hitting those 3, I think like 4 times. Oh, but it's double tree. It's double tree. Then you can't. If it was 1 tree, you can actually just walk over it. But that's not the case here, I believe. Viper sees it though. 960 HP only. Oh, this will be tricky. Viper should instantly go for knights now. Hulk still defending. War Galley here with 20 HP. Hulk still around, getting some aggression. And yeah, that's the LucifroN's way. Okay, now the archers can go through. Oh yeah, they can. Oh yeah, they can. Uh-oh, Viper could be in problems. 1 knight. That's not enough for the defense. Viper should see it. Rush out towers. Viper, the sloppy play. Now double archery range is the defense. Viper underreacting to this, no? Tower now being built by 6 villagers. I wouldn't mind if it was built with 12 villagers. 12 fishing ships behind this, though. Make a 10. Viper, we will see some small losses here, guaranteed. Tower up, though. Remember, way better economy behind this for the Viper. FOB 55 again. 66 by LucifroN. Look at that stream of longbows coming over. Maybe even rams. Could that be an option? Does not have a siege workshop. Loses both of his dogs. All fish gone. Both players obviously in feudal age. More knights coming in. Now more ranged units. Villager will be lost here. Like, Viper knows he just needs to hold. I love that he went for arrow slits. I wouldn't mind to see like 4 towers now. Double stable, double archery range, full production. He knows. If he holds this push, he wins the game. Do we not have a blacksmith? Okay, we already have the research to build rams. And indeed, that's what we're doing now. Ooh. Fish still looks good for the snake, but lost some fishing ships. Only down to 7 here. Controls everything else though. Ram is now coming over. Viper has some archers around. Tower obviously good at sniping those archers. Villager could maybe go in as well here. Double archery range. And honestly, if that ram goes down, the push is kind of stopped already. Knights are diving in really deep. I think this might be an overcommitted by the Viper, but he has simply so much. His economy is so good behind this. If the villager dies, I don't think we can get more barracks out pretty soon. Indeed, the villager is going to fall. Knight numbers are not looking too shabby either. Archers are chasing this one down, and it feels like LucifroN is completely getting ruffle stomped here. The ram is getting pushed back. The Viper is holding this one with ease, and LucifroN now without water. Is he trying to reboom this one, or is this game simply over? Because every archer is dead. The knights are clearing this one up. And GG. A pretty quick 2-0 for the Viper. At least game number 2 was a pretty smooth one. And I would have liked to see more there from LucifroN as a game plan. Unfortunate for LucifroN. The 2 biggest AoE 4 tournaments facing the Viper. And now Boulder Bay was the pick of LucifroN. And that was, with the English, probably the strategy he wanted to go for. A questionable one for me. Obviously, the knowledge of Age of Empires 2 players with the background on water maps and the efficiency and the value of water will be better than players that don't have that water background.